I'm honored over and over again by being among you and having the opportunity to speak with you and share your energy. Karima spoke about the idea of black artists developing from a spirit of resistance. Resistance is an imperative in this day and time, not only for our youth, but for our elders as well, for our entire community, for black, for white, for men, for women, for children. Resistance to what? Resistance to injustice, resistance to oppression, resistance to inequality, resistance to apathy, not caring, not feeling. Jonathan Jackson was a giant who was taken from us way, way too soon. And we submit to you that had Jonathan been surrounded with the kind of guidance and determination and energy and knowledge that we see in this room tonight, that his life may have been preserved and there may have been a better outcome for him, for his brother, and for our community. Because had Jonathan and George lived, we certainly know that their contribution to social progress and social justice would have been enormous, more enormous than it was. So when we talk about recognizing the spirit and bringing that spirit forth, let us be very clear about one thing. We do not want to tame the fervor and the fire of our young warriors, brothers and sisters. We don't want to tame that. We want to fuel that and ignite that with guidance and wisdom. And we want to channel it. So that we're not just talking about reform. Because when you talk about reform, you think about, the mission of Prisoners of People too has been about reforming the criminal justice system. But when you talk about reforming the criminal justice system, those who have already been entrapped in the prison industrial complex, you cannot have an outcome with longevity unless you start at the beginning. And the beginning of that is the pipeline with the youth. Right? All right, so this is where these two movements converge. This is where we have to make sure that we bring them together and that we work together, because we don't want to solve one end of the problem and allow the other one to continue to flourish. Thankfully, we have representatives of the groups, the people who have been doing the work right here. And you're going to hear from them tonight. And our hope in bringing everybody together is that we continue this movement of solidarity that has begun. Working together, supporting each other, getting past the egos and the I-ness, because we is more than me. Ours is more than mine. And together, we can accomplish whatever we will. So our will, as expressed by you coming out and you taking action, is to dismantle the prison industrial complex, to restore justice to juvenile justice, and to move as a collective on any social justice issue that impacts us as youth, as elderly, as men, as women, as black, white, Asian, Latino, any ill that impacts us as people is what this solidarity is about. Because as I always say, power belongs to the people. I'd just like to make a few comments so that everybody is crystal clear on how we envision moving forward together. All right? No one group here is more valuable than any other group. Does everybody understand that?
That's it.
No one group here is more powerful, more valuable, should be given any more attention than any other group here. We're all gathered here together to work collectively because collectively we can be successful and effective in what we're trying to do. As individuals, we can't do anything. So I think we should be clear on that. There are no big I's and little U's. We work together in unity and solidarity for a common goal. And that common goal is about humanity. Oftentimes when we hear expressions like Black August or Black History or Black Studies, some people think that that's exclusionary or isolationist. Let me be clear on that. African history is the history of the world. Nobody is excluded from African history. So we talk about African history of Black August, the spirit of resistance and rebellion against injustice and oppression. We're talking about humanity. We know, because of the history of racism and classism in America, that Black people have been more subjugated than others. Consequently, there's a need for the development of strategies that specifically deal with those injustices and brutality and abuses that Black people face. But at no point do we mean to exclude anybody from both the struggle and the analysis of injustice. Because we know from experience and from history that when there's nobody else to oppress, the oppressor will oppress their own. So nobody is immune. Skin privilege used to be a reality in America. This is a global world we live in now. Skin privilege, just because you're white, that doesn't mean that you're immune from oppression or injustice. So we're working together as a human family. All right, so I just want to be clear on those two points.